Bush Devil Tracker today. Welcome back to the compound, everyone. Sorry about that little intro with the Jeep and stuff and the audio quality. It was just really windy out, so it's kind of hard to understand what I was saying. Either way, let's get on with the review of this old classic Kenner piece from the first Jurassic Park movie. The Jeep Wrangler and the toy line, also known as the Bush Devil Tracker, representing the guest Jeeps or park security or whoever park people would use this, park employees would also use this Jeep to get around, to get from the helipad to the visitor center and so on, also maybe even the docks. And also used by Newman, Dennis Nedry, while trying to get off the island and escape with the dinosaur embryos. He used this Jeep. Well, not exactly this Jeep, because the one he had didn't have this snare on it or rocket launcher cannon. But either way, it's a toy, so you have to remember. But for the most part, this thing gets the point across like most of the old Kenner vehicles do, in my opinion. It's pretty accurate to the movie counterpart of the Jeep Wranglers seen in the film. So one of the main differences being the Jeeps in the movie didn't have this snare and rocket launcher cannon, and also that here on the hood of the Jeeps in the movie, they'd have JP and then whatever the number of the car would be. In this case, it would be 27, so it would say JP 27 across the hood. But for this toy vehicle, we just get the sticker that says Jurassic Park. It's pretty cool for what it is. It has the winch, and also like the Jeeps in the movie, they were used the early 90s Jeeps, so they were Jeep Yjs. Jeep Yj Wrangler Sahara editions with square headlights, so very nice that Kenner went into that detail to make the square lights, the square headlights for the Jeep and like this front grille. This looks basically like a Jeep Wrangler, not even licensed by Chrysler. But it doesn't matter. Here's a little bit of the back. It has the same tires basically as the Jungle Explorer we've looked at, or close enough resembling tires. They look pretty spot on accurate to the Jungle Explorers. Action features that this thing came jam-packed loaded with. This extending seat, very reminiscent of The Lost World, or should I say, it kind of makes me wonder if The Lost World took this whole extending seat idea out for the roundup sequence, being that this toy came out in 1993 and The Lost World came out in 1997. So this toy came out a few years before The Lost World, so to see this action feature, this door extending out and then being able to collapse back in, really cool. So it kind of makes me wonder if while making The Lost World, if they were inspired by these old Kenner pieces, adding this whole part out. I think you all remember the roundup sequence with the net trapper vehicle with the same action feature as this basically, and it's almost the same piece right here in the middle. It doesn't really look like anything. It's kind of just got a few buttons, it looks like. Doesn't do anything. You have your shifter, yellow steering wheel, very nice. But either way, this piece extends out because this is supposed to be a capture vehicle. Here's the snare on the front. That was really cool, and you could use it on some of your smaller sized dinosaurs to capture them, like so. And bang, you'd have your snare, and you could capture them. Woo! So really awesome, the snare on this. Also really cool that it extends. If you look here on this red piece, it's got this piece that actually holds the snare that you can rotate. So you rotate that up and push it out, and the snare extends out further so you can catch stuff. And it also retracts back down. Very cool. This piece is kind of just on here so it can kind of rotate and do it whichever way you want. Really cool. Seat collapses back in. On every Bush Devil Tracker I've had, this seat is always really kind of annoying to push in and out, so as always, just do be careful when doing that action. It's got this rocket launcher on the back that can be removed if you wish. It's just kind of clipped on there, as you can see on the roll bar. Not much room in the back. I usually just leave the missile in the back. But you may be different, so either way. as you'd expect, this is an old Kenner piece, so load that in like there. And we'll put him here. And I'm gonna get him. I got him, but damn, the piece fell behind, which is exactly what I was trying to prevent, but either way, so that just rotates back down, or take it off, whatever have you. So a really neat missile on the back. I mean, like always, any Jurassic Park vehicle that has a missile firing action is usually fairly cool. Any human Kenner figure should be able to fit in this thing fairly easily. Here's a Dr. Grant. Just sits right in like so. Any Kenner figure will fit, but if you use maybe some of the Hasbro Jurassic Park 3 figures and onwards, there may be some sizing issues, being that they may look undersized sitting in this vehicle, being that this vehicle was made for these 4-inch-ish Kenner figures. The last action feature on this, and which is the coolest feature on the entire vehicle, is the breakaway Dino Damage windshield, so you can all recreate the scene that I'm pretty sure everyone knows when they're being chased by the T-Rex in the Jeep and Muldoon is driving and they hit the branch and the windshield pops off. So really nice, not really much there, it just kind of looks like it's broken away, and yeah, not crazy amount of detail. Just a windshield, and then to pop it back in, you take those two pieces, line them up with so, and then push it in back. Not hard to get out, and you don't really have to worry about it breaking all too much, so really neat. Overall, this is another really awesome Kenner piece from the first toy line in the first movie. So if you're wondering how hard is it to find a Bush Devil Tracker complete, nowadays it's not the most sought after piece from the first Jurassic Park Kenner line, but it's definitely up there, right behind the Jungle Explorers, and this thing would probably be next in line, or the Command Compound in my opinion. But this thing's awesome, and should fall in the price range depending on how complete it is, if it's missing the gun, the windshield, the missile, or if any of the parts are broken. Sometimes the snare piece is missing off here, so taking into account how many pieces it has, this thing should fall in the price range of around $30 to $50. Again, maybe you could find it for slightly cheaper depending on how many pieces it has, if it's missing that and the gun, like so. So just take that into account. It's not extremely rare, but it is fairly sought after, being that it's another iconic vehicle from the first movie, the Jeep Wranglers. Right behind the Ford Explorer tour vehicles, this was like the next vehicle in line that everyone knows is the Jeeps, the Jurassic Park Jeeps. Dr. Grant there looking badass, driving his Bush Devil Tracker. I loved this thing growing up back in the day, being that it was the Jeep Wrangler. Basically, just in the toy line, they called it the Bush Devil Tracker for whatever reason. Maybe it's because they couldn't get a license with Jeep or whatever. But if I had to rate this, I give it a 4.7. 4.7 out of 5. It's really cool. It gets the awesome seal of approval. Oh yes, the 17th time it's been awarded into another Kenner piece. So, I hope you guys enjoyed my review here of this toy. Thumbs up the video. Post a comment down below if you have this or if you're looking for it. And I will be seeing you guys all in the next review. Take care and have a good one.